All right. Good morning. Good morning. Oh. All right. Good morning, guys. Got a good crowd here today. Hi, we got new faces. Cecile, is it Sicily or Cecile?
It's actually Cecilia, but like nobody says that, so don't even worry about it.
How would you like me to say your name?
Let me think. There are so many options. Almost all of my friends have a separate way to say it or a different nickname. My nickname in Danish is Sille, and I kind of like that because it sort of sounds like silly and it's fitting. So
Silla. I like that.
Yep.
I'll remember that. Okay. I'm Zion. Good to meet you. Hey,
Lovely.
Julie. Hey, Greg.
My cello teacher.
Hey, Zion.
Good to see you guys here. We got Jerome. We got Jim. Awesome. What's up, Jim? It's been a while.
Oh, not much. I won't be able to participate in a timely manner today, as I was getting set up. My external hard drive with all my virtual instruments got disconnected accidentally, so it needs to be repaired before it'll work. So I'll be late.
That's all right. I'm glad you're here, man. It's good to see you again, Jerome.
Hey, what's going on, Zion?
Not too much. All right, let's get started. I will share my screen with you. All right, today's game is called Bode, and we're going to use the viola track. I don't know if it's violin, viola, whatever, and the strings, and create a hypnotic track around it. That could be anything you want. And bonus points if you can incorporate the cell phone ring into it. So we got this. And this. And you can put those together. They actually fit together if you wanted to, or you could do something different with them. And then we also have this. And so if you want to be crazy, try to incorporate that into it somehow. You can do any genre, any BPM, it doesn't matter. The point is just to have fun. And so to download these, you're going to just click. If I'm in Chrome right now, you'll see these three little dots and you can hit download. If you're not in Chrome, try right-clicking the file and hit save audio as, and that should work. For some reason, it renames the file something weird. Don't let that bother you. I'm trying to get that fixed. Just pull it into your DAW and make something with it. Because these are MP3s, you might have to adjust where the timing is. Typically, when an MP3 is rendered, there's a little bit of space at the beginning, and so it's not quite exactly on the grid. So you just have to adjust a little bit. So just look at your grid and your meter and have at it. You feel free to warp, feel free to pitch shift. These are splice samples. So if you end up really loving this and want to take it somewhere, be aware that these are samples and you need to really either morph them or make your own sample that sounds like it. So just giving you heads up on that. Okay. All right. Good luck. I'm going to stay on. I'm streaming live to YouTube. I like to just share with people. Oh, I wanted to ask do you have any questions? Anybody have any questions about this? Yes. Silly.
I should have probably read. This is my very first time, new face, like you said. What is the usual timeline you guys work on?
So we just only have an hour. We come back.
That's the game. Got it. Okay. Yeah. No, I knew it was fast. Woo. Okay.
Yep. And you're just going to upload it. So if you scroll down, you'll see a place to upload it right here. And make sure you check this little box that'll allow everybody else to hear it, unless you really don't want anybody to hear it. And then we'll all listen to each other's stuff at the top of the hour. So just jump back on the Zoom call, same link, just jump back on at the top of the hour and we'll all listen to each other's stuff and encourage each other. Okay. And it doesn't matter where it goes. This is all about you just pushing yourself and seeing what you can do.
I love that. That's why I'm here. I love it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. All right. Good luck, everybody. You're on the hook. Go. All right. For anybody watching, I am going to share with you what I'm doing. I've got to change my audio output on my DAW to be Zoom. So these samples are already in my DAW. And again, I got these from Splice. So I'm never going to use this in a real track, but this is just an exercise. The BPM is 140. I'm actually putting my DAW at 70, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to grab a drum rack and probably first off, I want to look at maybe doing something with, I'm hearing sort of a blend between electronic and, analog drums. So let's look at something with a bash pack. I'm looking at Circles drums. And how do we preview these? Oh, it's thinking. Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna try this. Let's do a new audio track here. And right now I just want to listen to and maybe I'm going to double that. Maybe let's try this. Okay, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. And let's see what happens if I double time the drums. Don't like that. I'm going to look at just a couple more here. Let's try that. Oh, I gotta warp this. We're gonna bring that. Okay, that's totally the wrong beat. So we're going to use an instrument, and I know I'm gonna want brazen, but I don't want to put that in yet. I don't like this drum set. I don't like it. So it's never a waste of time. It's always worth trying stuff. Let's do drums, and let's grab a that's interesting. And let's add 2 and 4 on this. And Okay, that snare. I don't know why that's on. The snare has got such a delay on it. What is up with that delay? It's cool, but it's too much. Scatter. What is going on with this MIDI? It keeps going. And then I want to use a I want to fill a drum fill. Come on. That's pretty cool. But this one. All right. So I need some kind of bass line here. File directory, sound match, no, file directory, all Spectrasonics. I don't know what's going on here. I have something searched here. I can't figure out what's going on. I can delete that and we're going to add this back in. Computers. So I need some movement on this. List. KJ Saka. I'm gonna grab his stuff. I'm hearing sort of a drum and bass. So we're going to put this up here and this fill up here, and we're going to add in Okay, I need a pluck of some kind. Synth short. Oh shoot, I need this for part 3. Synth short. Oops. That's part one. Okay, I'm going to take off some of the reverb on that. there is reverb. Doesn't look like there is. Release on that. Mm-hmm. Instrument rack. Let me think here. What am I trying to do? I just want a splash sounds. Samples. Yeah. So effects, let's add some reverb on that. We're going to freeze that. Then we're going to flatten it. And we're going to grab this. We're going to do one single note. Do a sub drop. We're going to put that to D. And we're going to add decapitator. I'm going to put that on here. Master on here. We're going to raise this up. Come on, Daw. That's not what I want. Cut time. Okay, I'm gonna render that down, and I have to pee really bad. So, Bode. All right. Let's go back. Yeah. On the hook. There it is. All right. Mr. Jerome,
Hey.
where are you located, Jerome?
Austin, Texas.
Austin. Yeah, cool. I'm from Dallas originally.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm from upstate New York originally. Syracuse is where I grew up.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
What got you to Austin?
Well, it's a weird story. I moved to Phoenix in the 80s, and I lived there for almost 10 years. And while I was living there, AMD flew me out here to Austin for an interview when I was working in that industry, and they didn't hire me, but I had a great time on 6th Street. So as a musician, I thought it was a cool place, but I ended up moving back to Albany, New York for a year and going through one more winter. And it was like, no, thank you. I know I'm getting the heck back out of here.
Yeah, that might
And,
be.
moved down to Austin from there.
Nice. Cool. I
Yeah,
love
I'm gonna
Austin.
try something. I hope I don't screw something up with a feedback or something. I'm gonna try and open up another session of it because I got you on my little mini $20 Chromebook here, but I want to be able to listen to the music through the speakers. So
Okay.
playing
Sounds
it
good.
So if you see me join a second time, it's just gonna be audio only.
All right, I'll mute your audio for now. All right, let's check out what we got. Let's see. All right, I think we're just missing Robert. There he is. All right. Thumbs up or down? How was that? 2 thumbs up from Julie. Bev, 1 thumb up. Silly.
I dig that minor crap. That's good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's check it out. It'll be fun. We'll go in order. So from the bottom up, Jerome, we'll start with you, buddy. Can you hear me? Let's see if Jerome can hear me. Can you hear me? Do a thumbs up if you can. Okay, cool. All right, we'll start with you. Well done, sir. Very cool. I like how you just layered things and it just continues to build and build, and a lot of cool elements to that. I can't hear you, so I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Wish I would have had more time.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have to pitch down the strings and some to fit the chord?
Yeah, I pitched down one section of the strings thing, and then chopped off that last chord, and just put that part in every other progression, and kept the second to the last chord going to the end on every other 8-bar
Yeah.
patch.
What's in,
I would have liked to have played with the panning, but by the time I was I got to this point, it was like 58, and I was like, oh crap, I can't do anything with it.
yeah, I
In the
understand.
percussion, I would have liked to have some more time to find better samples for those, but better loops for those, but I grabbed what I could. So
Cool. No problem.
and then I used Ableton's audio to MIDI converter
Uh-huh.
for the violin sample, and threw in the what do you call it, the augmented strings, and
Oh, wow.
and put it in octaves to give it that last boost at the end.
That's smart. I hadn't even thought of that. Well done, man. Good job.
Thank you.
What'd you learn from this? Just you need more time, but
You-
that part of it you can't help.
no, I know that, but no, it's fun. I'm sorry I hadn't been around for a few weeks. Thanksgiving time, I had to go down to Florida for a couple of weeks with my mom, who's having issues, and then coming back with the holidays and everything else going on. And then yesterday was just a complete mess of a day. It was crazy, and I've had
Oh, sorry to hear that.
so. I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad you're back, man. All right, let's check out Silly. I'm just going to call you Silly because I can't pronounce it anymore.
Nice.
Is there more to it?
No, there's not. I just
Okay.
I guess I thought I got the bounce right. I guess I didn't.
Oh, that's all right. No problem. So what are you using to do that click? That's a nice sound.
Oh, I Googled like a frantic like a clock, like a clock sound.
Okay.
Because when it says when it said hypnotic track, I thought of like a clock ticking, and that's really the only thing, as you can hear, that I added in there. I'm like not very I'm not super, I'm like just starting out really wrapping my head around this kind of stuff. So like I said in there, like I really, my main challenge was like I needed to retime the string samples a little bit, like bring the tempo down a little bit to fit the clock.
Mhm.
And just getting it to, retime and getting it to sit on the grid. That was what I spent the bulk of my time on. But I learned like a couple of ways to do it. So I'm super, super stoked.
That's wonderful. Well done. What DAW are you using?
I use Logic.
Logic. Okay. Excellent. There's several people in here that use Logic, I think. Raise your hand. Yeah, Jim does and Bev does. I'm an Ableton guy. Greg is like 4 different DAWs.
Only 2. Only 2 now. I used to use Ableton. Now it's Bitwig and Reaper.
I don't know how you can use 2 DAWs. It's crazy to me. All right. Really well done. Thanks for joining us on this and giving it a shot and working and learning something. That's what it's all about. All right, Julie, let's check yours out. That was awesome.
Cool. I wanted another hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can finish this.
I love that you added your vocals to that. That just
Thank you.
added.
I found Nectar has this cool, like, in a tunnel preset that I've started using with a faraway mic, like for stuff like that. And
Oh.
I think there could be an EP of weird chant stuff
Hmm.
coming up in the next quarter. Anyway, but I digress.
I liked the that low end, which is kind of this low end rumble throughout the whole thing that was real subtle, but it was nice. And then
Yeah, there was a sample of Niagara Falls
oh,
that I took all the highs out of, and it's like right at the horseshoe.
holy
Do
cow.
you know how hard it is to get 30 seconds without a car or a kid screaming at Niagara Falls? Anyway, go in the winter, there's a better chance.
Was that your own recording of Niagara Falls?
Yeah, that was an iPhone. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanksgiving, Buffalo
Wow.
in-laws.
That's really cool. Really interesting. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. And I love the stops and starts too. That was very cool. Very cinematic. Really nice. Okay, Bev, let's check yours out. Some really good ideas in there. Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. I'm in. I find this hard. I rewatched Apollo 13 a couple of nights ago, and I said, I got to start being like those guys, nice and calm and don't panic.
That's an amazing movie and great soundtrack too.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
Yeah, that's my big thing is just, little things like even changing it from a WAV file to an MP3 takes me a few minutes, right? Because I won't get into that, but I have to work on that, even that. And so I have to save time to do that. And, I'm just learning my DAW, really. I'll be saying that for the next 10 years.
You should be able to export it as an MP3 from your DAW.
Well, it's complicated, but I'll find out how to do that. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I tried that, and all I got was the actual DAW, DAW on my home screen. So I'll figure that out. Yeah.
Maybe that's something I'm not familiar with Logic, but maybe that's
Right.
something Jim could help you with.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim.
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
If you know how to
Thank
do that, that'd save her
Okay.
time. But yeah, those little steps like that, they can really slow you down when you're working. And that's
Oh.
one of the things I love about doing these exercises is you find out really quickly where those bottlenecks are in your process. And you can address those throughout the week and go, okay, I want to make that easier to find, this instrument, or make it easier to find reverb when I need it, or make it like, I like making instrument racks, which is several, I do this for vocals a lot. I'll have several effects all in line, and I'll save that as a setting. So then I can just drop it. So I don't have to find each one. Like, I need reverb, I need a de-esser, I need a nectar, I need decapitator, or whatever. I can just drop that in, and you find little shortcuts like that. And it's so imperative. So
That's a really good idea. Okay. Would that be on Logic if they're called templates? Because I was thinking all you guys must have those ready to set and go. Do you? Or yeah, okay.
I just know how it is in Ableton, but there's probably a shortcut to do that, to save like a series of different effects together. So you can just drop that in. Do you guys know at all, Jim or Silly? Okay.
Yeah, you can set up. Let me see what it's called. You can set up your effects chain in a track and then save it as a channel strip setting.
Oh, wicked! Thank you,
Yeah.
Jim. Okay. All right. Set up effects chain, right?
Yeah.
I might contact you anyway just to get the MP3 figured out. Yeah.
And channel strip setting is the thing to look for.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Exactly. Thanks. I'm familiar
Sure
with
thing.
that one thing. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you.
Well done, Bev.
Thank you,
Keep at it.
Zion.
It's getting better and better. Robert, let's check out yours, buddy.
Who is this? Don't they know I am on the hook?
All right. All right.
Hey, Zion, how's it going?
Good. Hey, Greg. All right. Let's give people 1 second here.
Sorry, guys.
That was brilliant.
I was like, am I talking right now? What is happening?
I had other things I wanted to add, but of course, time. I couldn't add it because I was going to add an orchestra with that. That's why it's just like piano. But I wanted to get some background, but I didn't have enough time for it.
Really cool. Some of those chords were really, really neat. That you put in there and very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. You just kind of focused on piano on this one. Almost.
Yeah. I wanted to do something kind of different than what I usually do. So,
Well, it's always awesome hearing your piano playing. You're so good.
thank you, sir.
Wish I could play piano like that. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Greg, let's check yours out, buddy. I just wanted to keep going, and I'm jamming out. That was
Well, I had it stretched originally to like 2 full minutes and just ran out of time to actually do different things with it the whole way. So I just had to kind of cut it off. So
that Chinese plucking sound is so cool. What is that? Like
that's a preset in chromophone.
Okay.
Which is the applied acoustics, the modeling synthesizer. That's what sound does it make if you hit this thing with this other thing?
That Julie bought last week.
Isn't it fun?
I have got to get that. That sounds amazing. Really cool. I like that you kind of put the whole thing into 2 chords and it just sort of oscillates. It was nice and simple and it just really worked. Really nice. And it worked well with the melody of the violin.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just I think it was all originally in D minor, so I just moved it between D minor and A minor. So.
Yeah, that works. What's that, like the 6 minor and 2 minor, I guess, if it were F. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not good at that stuff. I just look for what sounds right.
Yeah. Really cool. Do you want to tell us about any of the other instruments you used on that?
Everything else is just well, let's see, the drums are Stephen Slate drums, and then I just played the pattern. Everything else I think is built-in Bitwig stuff.
Okay, nice. Loved it. Well done.
Thanks.
All right, Jim, let's check yours out. Very orchestral. That was really nice. Awesome, man.
Thank you.
The violin is so dim. I assume that's what you wanted, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I cut out all the lows and mids and most of the highs. The part reminded me of an Afghani bowed rabab or gaichak or something like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get more of that thin sound across.
Right. And it has such a nice, when you come in, the dynamics are so nice because you have such, it's suddenly so full. What drums did you use on that?
I combined a couple of Logic stock drum kits, an 808 and a brush kit called Speakeasy.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Really good.
Thank you.
And then the strings, what did you do to them?
I didn't do much to the strings. I time stretched it to 60 BPM instead of 70.
Okay.
With the strings, I don't think I did anything else to it. Just let them do their thing.
Yeah. Did you put a bass in there, like holding?
Oh yeah, I did put an analog bass, and the sub kick for the 808.
Okay.
In unison. And then there's the
yeah.
That's kind of low. That is I took the cell phone and made it an instrument.
I was going to ask you if
did
that. That's awesome.
And played it low, and then the timing wasn't quite right, so I had to time stretch it and to make it fit the BPM.
You couldn't even tell that was the cell phone. That was really clever. You stuck it in. Loved it, man. Very cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome.
And the atmospherics was a recording of some shortwave radio.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did you already have that?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really clever.
Had that sitting around.
I'm so glad you joined us, man.
Yeah. I'm glad I was able to make it today.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Anybody else I missed? I think I got everybody. I'll show you mine and then you guys can get going. Did you catch where I put the cell phone in there? You're like, oh, there it is. It was a very much an afterthought. I just threw it in. Anyway, that was fun. I did different drums. I kind of created a little loop out of just some stock Ableton drums, and then for the beginning, and then I ended up using like a drum and bass groove that kind of hits hard. It's really grindy. And then I added decapitator into the strings during that part, so it kind of made it rough. And then I cleaned it up and put more of like an 808 beat at the end, and then pulled that out at the end. So I kind of was all over the place as far as different ideas. So
I'm glad you actually do a YouTube where we can actually see how you actually put yours together.
do you ever
That's nice.
watch that?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, this is all being streamed to YouTube. So if it just helps anybody, I didn't know anybody ever watched it though, but that's encouraging.
Yeah, I think those drums, for some reason, for me, that your song was the most hypnotic. Not, everybody's songs were great, but it must have been those drums. So it was just like kind of lulled you into something. I don't know, but it did for me. So.
No, good. Thanks. All right.
Zion, what was I heard like some little vocal samples in there towards the end?
Yeah, that was in a drum kit I found in Ableton, and they had, how drum kits usually have a kick, a snare, cymbals, toms, or whatever, but they had these little effects at the top, and I accidentally hit one of them, and it was like the sound of, it sounds like in an airport or something, like people
Right, yeah.
And I was like, I just like that feel, so I just injected that in several parts real quick. So I didn't even know that was in there, and then I threw it in, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of a happy accident,
It
Cool.
worked really well.
It's funny how little vocal things do so much to any song. I can listen to a lot of, when I'm working, I listen to a lot of kind of EDM and trance and just stuff that's just instrumental and background. But whenever they have a little bit of a vocal in there, not like a whole verse or anything, but just a little vocal sample, it's so much more interesting. It immediately catches my attention. It humanizes it for some reason. And so whenever I get a chance to throw little things in, I think it helps, it kind of elevates the track a little bit, in my opinion. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. It was a lot of fun. It's good to have new people here, and I hope you'll join us next week if you can. These are all of us available. Even if you can't make it to the Zoom call, you can get the email still, and then you can play the game at your own convenience. And if we have time, if ever you want me to check out one of your submissions to another game, let me know. And if we have time at the end of the call, I think we're running out of time now, but we can go back and listen to something else if you ever want us to. Okay. Also in here, well, they're supposed to make a video for you in here that you can then share. Something's not working. I got to go figure out what it is, but you'll see a video in here that you can share to your social media. Let me see if I can get that fixed and check back in a few hours and see if it's working. All right, guys, thanks so much. And I hope to see you next week. Bye.
Bye.